Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text number 4. अहं चोक्तो भगवता प्रपन्नार्ति हरेनः बदरिं त्वं प्रयाहिति स्वकुलं सञ्जिहीर्षुणा अहं चोक्तो भगवता प्रपन्नार्तिर्हरेणः बदरिं त्वं प्रयाहीते स्वकुलं सञ्जिहीर्षुणा अहं चोक्तो भगवता प्रपन्नार्तिर्हरेणः बदरिं त्वं प्रयाहिति स्वकुलं सञ्जिहीर्षुणा. The Lord is the vanquisher of the distress of one who is surrendered unto him. Thus he who desired to destroy his family told me previously to go to Badrikashram. While at Dwarka, Uddhava was warned to avoid distress which were to follow the disappearance of the Lord and the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. He was advised to proceed to Badrikashram because there he could associate with the devotee of Naranarayan. And in their association of devotional service, he could increase his eagerness for chanting, hearing, knowledge and detachment. तथापि तत् अभिप्रेतं जान्नम् अहर्मारिन्दं पृष्ठतो अन्वगं भर्तुः पादविश्लेषणाक्षमः. Yet, in spite of my knowing his desire to destroy the dynasty of Arindam, Vidura, I followed him because it was impossible for me to bear separation from the lotus feet of the Master. अद्राक्षमेकमासीनं विचिन्वं दयितं पतिं श्रीनिकेतं सरस्वत्यां कृतकेतमकेतनाम्. Thus following, I saw my patron and master, the Lord Sri Krishna, sitting alone and deeply thinking, taking shelter on the bank of the river Saraswati, although he is the shelter of the goddess of fortune. Those who are in the renounced order of a life often take shelter underneath a tree. The Lord was found by Uddhava in condition of taking shelter, as do persons who have no shelter. Because he is the proprietor of everything, everywhere is his shelter and everywhere is under his shelter. The entire material and spiritual cosmic manifestation is sustained by him, and therefore he is the shelter of everything. So there was nothing astonishing in his taking shelter in the way of the unsheltered who are in the renounced order of life. So here Uddhavji is explaining to Vidura about how before the Yadu dynasty was destroyed, Lord asked him to leave Dwarika and go to Badrika Ashram and associate with the devotees who are staying there and having association of Naranarayan Rishi. Because amongst the Dwarka Vasis, Uddhava is considered Haridas, very dear servant of their Lordship. And that's why Lord wanted to save him from the destruction. So asked him to quit this place and don't get distressed. Arti Harena. Get rid of the distress because I'm going to leave this planet and even all the dynasty is going to get destroyed. So better to associate with the devotees which will minimize your distress. So please go to Badrikashram where Nalnarayan is there and associate with their devotees and increase your eagerness for chanting, hearing and knowledge about the Supreme. Then Uddhava says, in spite of Lord's instruction, I was not able to leave him. So I just followed him. And then Lord, he went to Prabhasa Kshetra on the bank of Saraswati. He sat down underneath a tree. The tree is still there. Actually, here it is said that Lord took shelter of that tree. Generally, we can see the people who take renounce order of a life. They don't stay anywhere. They stay under the trees. As Sadhu Goswami, they have shown by their own example that where the renounced person can stay. It said that Sanatana Goswami Pad never used to stay even underneath one tree. Every day he used to change tree, so that should not get attached to that particular place. So Lord, even now, as he says that he is the shelter of everything, but now he has taken shelter of a tree. It shows his omnipotency because everything in this world is sheltered by him, being the supreme proprietor and master of each and everything that we can see, perceive. So, taking shelter of that thing is not a big thing for him. And that's why, just to set an example, even though he is the supreme controller, when he also renounced everything, he also took the shelter of tree. Shamavadatam virajam prashantarunalochanam tobhir chaturbhir viritam pita kaushambarena cha. The Lord's body is blackish, but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very, very beautiful. Virajam, which is formed of pure goodness. And his eyes are always peaceful. Prashanta Arunalochanam. They are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognize him as the Supreme Personality of a Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representation, and yellow silk garments. वामौरावधिश्रित्य दक्षिण आंग्री सरोरुहम अपाश्रितार्भकाश्वत्थमृक्षं त्यक्तपिप्पलम्. The Lord was sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus feet on his left thigh. And although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. According to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the Lord's sitting posture, keeping his back against the newly grown banyan tree, is also meaningful. Ashwatha, the banyan tree, is called because the tree does not die very quickly. It continues to live for many years. His legs and their energies are the material ingredients, which are five in all: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. The material energies represented by the banyan tree are all products of his external potency and are therefore kept to his back. And because his particular universe, this particular universe is the smallest of all, the banyan tree is therefore designated as a small or as a child. Tyakta Pippalam indicates that he had now finished his pastime in this particular universe. But since the Lord is the absolute and eternally blissful, there is no difference between his living and accepting something. The Lord was now prepared to leave this particular universe and go into another, just as the sun rises on one particular planet and sets in another simultaneously, but does not change its own situation. Now, in a particular posture where Lord was sitting there underneath the tree, that has explained by Uddhava. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained about that particular posture. There is always a hidden meaning through which we can understand. And then Prabhupada he explains in the purport that whether Lord sits there or leave this planet, there is no difference actually. And Prabhupada give examples of a sun. When sun rises at one place, so definitely other place it sets down. So that does not affect sun. Sun has his all potency same. But people who stay at different places, they might get affected and they may think as per their perception that sun is rising and sun is setting. So same way, Lord who presents everywhere, who exists everywhere, all the time. And that's why he is known as a Vasudev, Sarvatra Vasati Saha, who resides each and every place. From the minute nucleus of atom from to gigantic uh, mountains, he is always there. And that does not changes his own situation. Whether he may stay in the body of Indra or he may stay in the body of Gopa Indra or the small insect which stays in the gobar or cow dung. Tasmin Mahabhagavato Dvaipayana Surutsaka Lokanucharan Siddha Asasadyatrachaya. At that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitreya, a great devotee of the Lord and a friend and well-wisher of the great sage Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas, reached that spot out of his own perfect accord. Yatruchaya. Maitreya was one of the disciples of Maharshi Parashara, the father of Vyasadeva. Thus Vyasadeva and Maitreya were friends and mutual well-wishers. By some fortunate accident, Maitreya reached the place where Lord Sri Krishna was resting. To meet the Lord is not an ordinary incident. Maitreya was a great sage and a learned scholar, philosopher, but not a pure devotee of the Lord. And therefore, his meeting with the Lord at that time may have been due to Agyata Sukriti or some unknown devotional service. Pure devotees always engage in pure devotional service, and therefore their meeting with the Lord is natural. But when those who are not up to that standard meet the Lord, it is due to the unforeseen fortune of accidental devotional service. Here we can understand that just by being a big scholar or knowing the Vedic literature, that does not qualify you to take association of their lordship. Even though Maitreya was a disciple of a great Rishi, Parashar Muni, who happened to be father of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. And Maitreya Rishi was a very close friend and well-wisher of Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa. Prabhupada says in purport that even though he was not a pure devotee, but at the time when Lord supposed to quit his body, or Lord supposed to ascend from this and quit his pastime in this material world, with the accidental devotional service, Maitreya he reached at that particular place. That's amazing actually. Because Lord says that Bhaktya tu ananya shaktya aham evo vidu arjuna. Only by devotional service you can know me. But what sort of a devotional service that Maitreya performed that he got a chance to see their Lordship before he departed from this material world? Then further Uddhava says, Tasyanuraktasya muner mukunda pramoda bhavanata kandarasya Ashrunvato mamanuragahasa samikshaya vishtamayan vacha. Maitreya Muni was greatly attached to him, to Lord Sri Krishna, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude, with his shoulder lowered, with a smile and particular glance upon him. Having allowed me to rest, the Lord spoke as follows. Although both Uddhava and Maitreya were great souls, the Lord's attention was more on Uddhava because he was a spotlessly pure devotee, a Jnana Bhakta. or one whose devotion is mixed with the monastic viewpoint is not a pure devotee. Although Maitreya was a devotee, his devotion was mixed. The Lord reciprocates with his devotees on the basis of transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. In the transcendental loving service of the Lord, there is no place for monastic knowledge or fruitive activities. The gopis in Vrindavan were neither highly learned scholars nor mystic yogis. They had a spontaneous love for the Lord, and thus he became their heart and soul. And the gopis also became the heart and soul of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu approved the relationship of the gopis with the Lord as a supreme. Herein, the Lord's attitude toward Uddhava was more intimate than with Maitreya Muni. As Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Sammoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshostina priya. That for him everyone is same. But here we can see he also differentiates. He is biased towards his devotees. Even though Tasyanuraktasya Munera Mukunda, that Uddhava himself clearly says that Maitreya has really great attachment for their lordship. But, and that's why with a humble gesture, means lowering his shoulders down and with attentive mind, he was listening to their lordship. And their lordship, with a smiling face, giving wonderful glances at Uddhava, he allowed him to rest because both they came at the same place and Uddhava followed the Lord, so he was also tired. So with the pleasing words, Lord spoke to him. And Prabhupada elaborates that you may be a very philosophical person, you may be a scholar of Vedic text, but that does not mean that you can associate with the Lord. Who can associate with the Lord? Only unconditional, the person who has performed the unconditional devotional service. And Prabhupada gives example of a gopi. Gopis, they were not the great scholars of Vedic texts, or neither they were the mystic yogis, but they had a spontaneous love for the Lord. And because of that, Lord was heart and soul for them, and for the Lord, they were heart and soul. Naham tebhyo managavi. Nate janami anyat mat vina. They don't know anything, and I also don't know anything other than them. So that is the reciprocation between Lord and his devotee. Ye yatha mam prapadyante Tam Sataiva Bhajamyaham. The Lord reciprocates with his devotees on the basis of the transcendental love and not on the basis of philosophical knowledge or fruitive activities. Na jnanena ladva na gunena chanya. Lord, you can't attain their lordship through jnana or by performing different karmakandi activities. Stop. And while smiling at Uddhava, Lord spoke. He said, Vedahamantarmanayispitam te dadami yadduradurvapamanye satre pura vishvasrajam vasunam matsiddhikamena vasotvayeshtaha. O Vasu, I know from within your mind that you desired in the days of yore when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affair performed sacrifice. You particularly desire to achieve my association. This is very difficult to obtain for others, but I award it unto you. Uddhav is one of the eternal associate of the Lord, and a plenary portion of a Uddhav was one of the 8 Vasus in the days of yore. The 8 Vasus and the demigods in the upper planetary system, who are responsible for management of the universal affair, performed sacrifice in the days of yore, desiring to fulfill their respective ultimate goals in the life. At that time, an expansion of a Uddhav, acting as one of the Vasus, desired to become associate to the Lord. The Lord knew this because He is present in the heart of every living entity as a Paramatma. The super consciousness. In everyone's heart, there is a representation of the super consciousness who gives memory to the partial consciousness of every living entity. The living entity as a partial consciousness forgets incidents of his past life, but the superconsciousness reminds him how to act in terms of his past cultivation of knowledge. Bhagavad Gita confirms that this fact is various ways. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham sarvasya cham radhi sannivishto matta smritir jnanam apahanam cha. Everyone is at liberty to desire as he likes. But the desire is fulfilled by the Supreme Lord. Everyone is independent to think or desire, but the fulfillment of one's desire depends on the Supreme Will. This law is expressed as man proposes, God disposes. In the days of yore, when the demigods and Vasus performed sacrifice, Uddhava, as one of the Vasus, desired to enter into the association of the Lord, which is very difficult for those busy in empiric philosophical speculation or fruitive activities. Such a persons have particularly no information of the facts about becoming an associate of the Lord. Only the pure devotee can know by the mercy of the Lord that the personal association of the Lord is highest perfection of the life. And Lord assured that he will fulfill his desire. It appears that when the Lord informed him by his indication to Uddhava, the great sage Maitreya finally became aware of the importance of entering into the association of the Lord. So here again, what Lord has explained in Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, that Arjuna, Tan Savidhi Mam. I know that because Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. Again and again we took birth actually. But I do remember all the things in previous births, but you don't know. And Lord has given us independence. And we are independent to desire. And because of that desire, we are in this material world. But what Uddhava desired, that was totally different. He desired to achieve the association of the Lord. Here it is clearly mentioned that demigods and vasus all together, they perform sacrifice to attain the respective ultimate goal of their life. And during that time, Uddhava, or in the form of a Vasu, he desired to achieve the association of the Lord. Most of the time, Jnanis and Karmis and Yogis, they don't really understand the importance of association of the Lord. So their goal is different. Like a Jnani, he tries for attaining the empirical knowledge. Mystic tries to attain for a mystical potency. And Karmi tries to attain the sense gratification. And because of that, they don't understand the real glory of the association of the Lord. And we have an example. When Duryodhan and Arjun, both they went before battle of Kurukshetra began. They went there and they were standing in front of the Lord. And Lord told them that, see, I have two things here. Personally me, and second my army. So you take whatever you want. He asked it specifically to Arjuna. And Duryodhana got angry. He said, how come you are asking him? Before Arjuna I came here. So let me ask. Then Lord, who is expert in tackling all the situation, he looked at Duryodhana and said, Duryodhana, see, when I opened my eyes, I saw Arjuna first. And second thing is that Arjuna is your younger brother. So you should give a chance to younger one to ask for. The way Lord explained this to Duryodhana, he became so happy. And he said, okay. Arjuna, you ask. You ask. And then Arjuna, what he asked for? He said, oh my Lord, I need you, not your army. Then Duryodhana in his mind, he said, really, this guy is foolish. Already Krishna has explained that he is not going to fight, then what's the use of having him? So let it be, it's good for me that I am having his Narayani army. But not being a devotee of the Lord, he was not able to understand the glory of associating with the Lord. And he lost that. And we know the result, what has happened. So next, what Lord has spoke to Uddhava, that we'll discuss tomorrow. So any question, any comment? मैत्रेय ऋषि पराशर मुनि के बहुत ही श्रेष्ठ श्रेणी के शिष्य थे। तो वैदिक ज्ञान में वे अच्छी तरह से वाकिफ थे, लेकिन ज्ञान मिश्रित भक्ति थी उनकी। ज्ञान के द्वारा भक्ति को प्राप्त करने का उनका प्रयास था, इसलिए उनको मिश्रित भक्ति था। एम्पिरिकल नॉलेज, जैसे कहा गया है कि ब्रह्मवादियों का जो ज्ञान रहता है वो केवल उनको ब्रह्म साक्षात्कार तक लेके जाता है। भगवान के दिव्य लीलाओं का और भगवान के संग का जो महात्म्य है उसकी उनको कल्पना नहीं है। इसलिए तो उद्धव जी ये श्लोक में कह रहे हैं यहाँ पे, भगवान कह रहे उद्धव जी को कि तुम अन्य देवताओं से श्रेष्ठ इसलिए मुझे लगे क्योंकि तुमने अपने जीवन का ध्येय यानी मुझे प्राप्त करना सोचा। अन्य देवताओं ने अपने अपने जीवन का लक्ष्य अलग अलग रखा हुआ था, लेकिन हे उद्धवा, तुमने उस यज्ञ के समय अपने मन में इच्छा की कि तुम्हें मेरा संग प्राप्त हो। तो भक्त के लक्षण, देयमानन्न गृणंती मत सेवया विना, उनको देने के पश्चात भी वो लेते नहीं है। क्या? सायुज्य, सामीप्य, साष्टी, सालुक्य, सारोप्य, यह 5 प्रकार की मुक्तियां देने के पश्चात भी बोलते कि नहीं, वो चाहते हैं केवल भगवान का संग, भगवान की सेवा, वो शुद्ध भक्ति।
चावल का मदिरा दिया और पीकर वो झगड़ने लगे, तो भगवान उसी समय बद्रिकाश्रम चले गए। जो वहाँ पे भगवान बैठे बद्रिकाश्रम पे,
उद्धव को भगवान ने बोला था आप बद्रिकाश्रम चले जाओ, और भगवान प्रभास क्षेत्र में बैठे। और
मथुरा में तो प्रभुपाद जी लिखते हैं ना, मथुरा में भगवान बैठे थे, तो ये कहाँ बैठे थे?
प्रभास क्षेत्र में ऐसे पीठ पेड़ को लगा के अपने बाएं घुटने के ऊपर दाया पैर रखे बैठे थे। बद्रिकाश्रम में तो ऐसा नहीं बैठेंगे ना।
तो उसी समय वो शिकारी आता,
हाँ, वैसे से आगे, आगे आएगा। आज विश्वरूप महोत्सव है, किसी को कल्पना है क्या है ये? आज today's Vishwaroop Mahotsav, what it means, what importance does it has for us? क्या विशेष है मेरी माँ? है कुछ तो भगवान का, है ना? बस वही है, वो तो हर रोज ही करना है। क्या है आज? गलती से मत बोलना कि आज भगवान ने विश्वरूप दिखाया करके। सची माता के 2 पुत्र थे, एक का नाम था विश्वरूप और दूसरे का नाम था विश्वंभर। तो विश्वंभर के बड़े भाई विश्वरूप, जो साक्षात अनंत शेष क्या होता है, तो आज के दिन ही चैतन्य महाप्रभु के बड़े भाई जो है उनका तिरोभाव तिथि माना जाता है और इसलिए उसको आज के दिन को विश्वरूप महोत्सव कहते हैं। और आज के दिन ही केशव जी गौड़ीय मठ मथुरा में इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद जी ने केशव प्रज्ञान गोस्वामी महाराज से संन्यास लिया था आज के दिन। और महाप्रभु के जो बड़े भाई हैं विश्वरूप, उन्होंने पंढरपुर में ही अपने शरीर का त्याग किया था। इसलिए जब महाप्रभु नित्यानंद प्रभु भी जब दक्षिण भारत आए थे तो वे भी पंढरपुर रुके थे और कहा जाता है कि वहीं पे ही कई ग्रंथों के अनुसार विश्वरूप नित्यानंद प्रभु के शरीर में प्रवेश कर गए। और उनकी खोज में महाप्रभु जब दक्षिण भारत की यात्रा में आए थे तो उस समय महाप्रभु पंढरपुर आए थे और पंढरपुर आके उनको ज्ञात हुआ कि उनके बड़े भाई ने शरीर छोड़ दिया है। तो उसी के स्मृति में 2002 में परम पूज्य लोकनाथ महाराज ने पंढरपुर में पीपल के पेड़ के नीचे महाप्रभु के चरण कमल, विश्वरूप के चरण कमल और नित्यानंद प्रभु के चरण कमल की स्थापना की। वो भी उसी दिन मेरे ख्याल से आज के दिन ही स्थापना की। तो ये है हमारे लिए महत्व विश्वरूप महोत्सव का। श्रीमान विश्वरूप महाराज की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय।